So I knew that things weren't well. I don't know, and there was a thought that Dusty had engineered all this.
Wow. Okay.
That Dusty had not necessarily engineered the sale, but maybe he did. Maybe he had something to do with it. But engineered the move to Texas. Dusty got to move to Texas, where he was from, without having to pay for it himself. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
I mean, think about this. He worked for Jim Crockett Promotions. He was on top. He was a great booker. He was making a lot of money. And now he can move back to Texas
Right.
and not have to foot the bill to do that. The company would pick up the move, which so there was a lot of resentment towards Dusty from the Crockett family at that time.
I really felt like the Dusty resentment by and large was just sour grapes from other wrestlers. You know, because listen, we often hear JR talk about on his podcast, Grilling JR, that drops every Thursday. He'd say things like, "Hey, Connie, it always comes down to the two C's, cash and creative."
Uh-huh.
So if their payoffs were down, well, that's a Crockett thing. And if they don't like their creative, that's a Dusty thing. And when things were good, as they have been here in JCP for 3 or 4 years at this point, not a lot of people are complaining about their payoffs, but we were pretty often hearing critiques about the creative because Dusty was sort of wearing both hats as being a performer and the quote unquote booker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying all that to say this is maybe one of the first times you and I have talked about the fact that the rest of the Crockett family, besides Jimmy, were not feeling Dusty.
I think there was a thought, there was a feeling that that Jimmy chose Dusty Rhodes over his family.
Mm, wow.